that we're going through a number of holidays and festive seasons here in the West, here in America particularly. And the question that's often raised among Muslim households is, to what extent should we acknowledge, perhaps celebrate, perhaps greet people regarding either Christmas or New Year's or Hanukkah or a number of other religious festivals or festive days or holidays. And I don't want this to be a topic about what's halal, what's haram, what's permissible, what's impermissible. I think more important to have is a conversation about the psychological effects of not having a very strong pivot point. What do I mean by that? When a person lives as a minority among a majority, it's all the more important for them to preserve their identity, even if it means to be a bit extravagant, so to speak. Because the moment a person begins to waver on certain small points, slowly but surely their entire identity changes. So to give you an example, let's say for instance, my name is Muhammad, or somebody's name is Zainab, or somebody's name is Aisha. And when they're among their non-Muslim friends, they feel shy to talk about their Muslim name, the name that their parents gave them. So what do? They say to their friends, you don't have to call me Muhammad, you can call me Mo. Or you don't have to call me Aisha, you can call me Ash, or whatever the case is. This action in and of itself, is it haram? No, it's actually permissible. There's nothing wrong with shortening the names. But the problem isn't the fiqh. The problem isn't permissible or impermissible. It's more the psychology or the attitude behind these actions, because it's symptomatic of a broader issue of an inferiority complex. Likewise, if I'm at my workplace and somebody comes to me and invites me for a Christmas party and says, we're all going to celebrate, and commemorate Christmas, Isa alayhi salam from their vision, and this is what we're going to do. Everybody's bringing gifts, everybody's bringing, a Christmas tree or bringing something for the Christmas tree. We're all getting together. It's hard for me to say no, but the reason it's so important for me to be firm on my positions as kindly as possible and say, you know what, I respect our differences. I understand that you come from a different faith. I come from a different faith. I mean no offense, but as a Muslim, there are certain things that I don't do. I don't want to celebrate Christmas. I don't want to, take on different slogans, especially the idea being wrong. I need to learn to explain why, because as a minority, these years, as we're developing, will set the stage for how Muslims are perceived in this country and how people perceive Muslims. SubhanAllah, as we saw, was it Thursday night or Friday night, when Badis was giving that presentation, he was talking about Philadelphia and how the early African American Muslim community in Philadelphia did a phenomenal job at earning the respect of the local Americans over there. Because not only did they accept Islam, they went back into their communities and they showed them that as Muslims, these are our positions. We don't drink, we don't womanize, we don't party, we don't do this. So they say that till this day, many people are safe from the crime over there just if you dress like a Muslim, because the early Muslims in those areas really set a precedent. A lot of what we do today in terms of our interactions with our coworkers, in terms of the vision that we put forward, is going to set trends in America for generations when they're no longer seen as a minority. So when we talk about, can I celebrate Christmas? Can I tell people Merry Christmas? Can I go to a Christmas party? Can I dress up? The fiqh of it is very important, and we're going to talk about that at some point. But very important is also the psychology behind it, the identity behind it, the way we have our self-worth, the way we consider how I'm supposed to view my identity as a minority in a majority place. You know, a lot of time, very influential people who are maybe Muslims or, you know, they talk about Christmas in a very positive light. They'll talk about Merry Christmas. They'll, you know, celebrate it. Now, if the person is new to Islam, yes, an argument can be made, you know, they're surrounded by their family, there could be some hikmah and wisdom for them to slowly transition. That's a separate conversation. But if I'm born in a Muslim family, I live in a Muslim family, I have no reason to go out of my way, people are observing my actions, and when I engage in this type of practice, it can give off the false idea and false notion. However, like I said, it's important, we have to be very kind about it and understanding. Nobody's saying to be rude. If somebody comes to me with a Christmas gift, I don't have to go and rip it up and say, this is shirk, get out of my face. No, we don't have to be that harsh. Somebody gives me a gift, I'll take the gift. And then I'll explain to them, listen, you know, in my faith, this is what happens. Then during Eid time, Ramadan time, I'll give them something. I'll talk about Tawheed, I'll talk about Islam. Sometimes when there's going to be a Christmas party, I'll say, listen, you know what? I really appreciate the kind gesture. I would love to have come, but in my faith, we don't celebrate anything apart from the major Islamic beliefs, and we don't believe in a lot of these ideas. And, you know, very kindly, with a lot of humility and compassion, we have to convey these ideas. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala strengthen us. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us compassion, understanding, and allow us to stay firm on our very firmly and fundamentally held beliefs. Ameen ya Rabbil Alameen. Jazakumullahu khairan wa assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.